Welcome back, watch people. Now, a nice informal little chat tonight. I've got an interesting video for you that I'm going to start off with a question. It's a pretty simple one, and one that pretty much all watch people will understand. And even if you're not a watch person, even sort of 5 minutes research on a website such as Chrono24 or eBay would give you a rough idea or a clue as to the answer. Now, the question is, just what is a regular non-date stainless steel Rolex reference 114060 worth? What is it worth retail? What's it worth to you as a buyer? How far would you be prepared to go to acquire one? What would you pay? Now look, I don't know, list price is £6,300 here in the UK at least, but we all know that that watch makes a bit more, sometimes quite a bit more over the list price, especially if you're buying from one of those hideous, shadowy, nasty, overpriced grey market dealers, don't we? So step forward an avid viewer of my channel who will remain anonymous at his request, as will the authorised dealership also at his request. But this is a story that I'm absolutely 100% happy with. I've checked and verified it as best I can, and I am completely happy with its authenticity and provenance. Now, this viewer, a proper watch person who recently found his way into a well-known authorised dealership where he had the barefaced cheek to inquire about purchasing a watch that ADs at least are clearly holding in very high esteem. He left his number and inquiry with a member of sales staff who took his number and politely told him that he would have an answer later that week. Indeed, they kept that promise when the following message was received, and this is a text message that I'm going to pop up on screen in just a moment. Now, before we go any further, what I can tell you is that my viewer didn't expect necessarily to get an answer yes straight away. He didn't expect to get the message to come and collect his non-date Submariner that afternoon. But what he didn't expect was the following. So let's break down this message. Now, I've blanked out one or two details that would give the game away. But basically it says, I've spoken to my managers, sorry for the late reply. As you know, I've been off for 3 days. To get a black sub, ideally £30,000 spend on anything other than Rolex. A good way to get around this, however, is if you send 12k on watch and 5k on jewellery from our watch fine jewellery department, then I reckon I could get it for you. I reckon I could get it for you. Let me know what you think. Now, obviously, my viewer was left a little bit perplexed over that message, as he rightly should feel. I mean, look guys, don't forget, this message is coming from the so-called epitome of integrity. This is coming from a Rolex authorised dealer. The same people who will advise you never to purchase a Rolex watch from anyone other than themselves, the authorised Rolex dealer. Now look, unless I've got this wrong, this guy is suggesting that, in my viewer's case at least, he might have to spend up to £30,000 in total before possibly being given the chance to spend another £6,300 in their store. Even worse, that should include jewellery with something like a 400% markup on, that's worth a fraction of its cost before your credit card is even back in your wallet. I mean, look, 30 grand. Do these people think they are dealing with idiots? Don't these authorised dealers have any morals, any sense of loyalty to their customers? Or how about a bit of plain old-fashioned honesty? It wouldn't go amiss, would it? I mean, look, talking about honesty, why don't they just save everyone the time, the trouble and the headache, and just do what the grey market dealers do? Put them in their window for what they think they're worth and for what they think they can get from. At least everyone would know where they stood. But look guys, just in case anyone out there is thinking about spending 36 grand just to own a stainless steel Rolex non-date Submariner, then my advice is that, look, you should go and buy it from one of those awful independent dealers. Here's a little tip. It just took like 2 minutes on Chrono 24 to give you and anyone a simple idea. How about you go and acquire that non-date Submariner that you really want for about 8 grand? Whilst you're there, you can pick up a nice appreciating in price GMT, reference 116710 for another 8 grand. And you can even throw in a beautiful 18 karat gold 16518 Zenith Daytona for about 13k for good measure. Now look, my maths have never been my strong point, but I make that a shade under 30 grand. This idiot is asking his customer to spend before getting the chance to spend another 6,300 quid in his store. I mean, blimey, come on guys, these days an invitation to your local authorised dealerships, a bit like getting an invite to Michael Barrymore's next pool party. Here's the thing. What would Rolex themselves in Geneva make of some of the behaviour and the practices that are coming out of some of their authorised dealerships? I mean, yeah, look, spend 30 grand on your competitors' watches and then you can buy one of ours. Nice, I'm sure that'd go down really well in the Rolex marketing department. Look, maybe it's time that Rolex themselves started to get a grip with some of their dealers and how they are treating their brand as nothing more than a tool to pry open their customers' wallets open further and further in what is frankly little more than thinly veiled blackmail marketing. Now look guys, look, I want to make it clear before I go that these authorised dealers do themselves, the watch business and the entire industry no credit whatsoever. In fact, there are still lots of genuine, sound, solid, honest, authorised dealers out there who will be every bit as angry as my viewer for being asked to spend £30,000 on things that he just doesn't want. Look, my advice to all my viewers, proper, informed watch people, never give in to these demands from authorised dealers. And if you're prepared to spend that sort of money just to get into one single watch, then spend your money wisely. Take your time, choose your dealer carefully, and when you find one that you can trust, let him do the thinking for you. Now look guys, finally, I often find myself saying this, look, I will continue to highlight these issues all the time the authorised dealers keep coming up with them. It's not my fault, don't shoot the messenger, but I think that anyone who is asked to spend £30,000 just to have the right to spend another £6,300 on a pretty much readily available watch from the grey market is absolutely outrageous. Now, God knows what the managers of this store, the owners of this store, I don't know if they're behind it, I don't know if they're condoning it, or whether this is all bonus orientated. I haven't got a clue. I don't work there. I'm not party to that sort of information, guys. So, you know, you make of it what you will. I can only give you the news. I can only tell you it as it is. How you use this information is completely up to you, but please do not fall for these tricks. Thanks for watching. I hope that's helped you again tonight. We'll speak again soon.